The date was January 17th, 1898, and the Cabinet Saloon on Whiskey Row was busy on this snowy evening with folks who just blew in off the street to commiserate and exaggerate about the weather. Of course, a little libation and gambling makes all things better. The popular Frank Williams was the genial mixologist. At that time, the Cabinet Saloon was considered the top gambling establishment in Prescott. A thickly veiled, attractive young lady approaches the bar and places a swaddled baby on top. She turns and leaves without making any announcement of her intentions. Frank is mystified to find something he surely didn't expect on his bar. He can hardly believe his eyes. A new baby in a basket. He also discovers a note left with the child. Patrons gather at the bar and begin to ask each other questions as to where and how this baby got there and who should take it home. The bartender reads the note left with the baby. The letter reads, "Mr. Saloon Keeper, dear sir, here is a baby that belongs to William Bell, and he has left it on an invalid woman who has no one to do anything for her, and is at this time sick in bed, and his child is suffering for care, and she has sent it down here to its father, hearing that he was there at your saloon of nights. And will you be so kind as to give the child in his hands, or give it to the sheriff? For the woman is not able to keep the child, nor cannot do it if he was paying her, but he does nothing for it." Sort of heart-wrenching, short, and to the point. One anxious man puts his hand on his sidearm, but only until he thinks better. The men return to the table and begin to toss the dice at $10 a roll, as they decided to settle this situation in the usual way. After all, this is Whiskey Row, the gambling center of the great Arizona Territory. As they do, one thinking patron suggests they call for the probate judge, Judge Charles Hicks, who was the one who oversaw all adoption. They all reluctantly agree and send for him. He eventually arrives looking for the baby. The gender of the precious waif was not yet known, but it was thought to be a girl and exceptionally beautiful. The judge not only took the baby, but the $300 they raised in the process. At first the men were reluctant, but eventually agree, and soon resumed their activities, maybe even secretly relieved.